Hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a great week, and I also hope that everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I personally believe that we could be grateful every day and not just one particular day, but anyway, I just hope you all have a great time with your family, or if you're like me and you don't spend time with your family, do what makes you happy, whatever that is. And I want to thank you for joining my channel, for subscribing. All the new subscribers, I really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing, for commenting, for emailing me. That's what I'm here for. So today the topic is spiritual tools to help you change your life. So 2 weeks ago, I did a video on how to change negative to positive. That particular video was if you're stuck in one particular thought, negative thought, like, I don't know, maybe somebody in your family said something to you and, you dealt with it, but it still goes on and on and on and on over and over in your head. And so how to, get it out of your head, pretty much. So that's what that video was about. This one is about tools to use if you have a hard time releasing negative thoughts other than that particular type of thought. If that makes sense. So I saw this meme today, and I'm going to read it because it goes with my video. It says, always rely on just a happy frame of mind. Let it become one of the fundamental rules of your life. Even if you come across a negative, find something positive in it. You will always be able to find something, and the day you become skillful at finding the positive in the negative, you will dance with joy. So that's what it's about. I'm going to give you the tools to show you, help you learn how to change all negatives into a positive. Before I go on, I do want to bring up an important point. I personally bring in all my experiences to you. And the reason why I do this, and I want to make this very clear, is because my goal is to show you how life is so much better than what you think it is. And so if I show you or relay information to you about my experiences, it's only to show you that you can do the same thing that I have done. Because remember, we're not separate. No one is better than you. No one is smarter than you. Nobody is on a better or higher path than you. Everyone is where they need to be. And so if you want to learn how to accelerate, then you follow the tools that I give you. And then you can prove it to yourself that what has worked for me will work for you. Because my explanations or what I share is what works for everyone. I mean, some people can do things that I can't do. I don't share that. Some people can levitate or they can move objects or whatever. That's not what this is about. This is more about emotions. All issues come through emotions. And so this is how, from my own experience and how it changed my life and worked for me, and how it can do the same for you. So I just want to make that clear. Because, there's a lot of people who need proof. You can't prove things like normal stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's things that I do that I see that I can't prove to you, But there's other things that I do that I also can't prove to you, but those things you can prove to yourself. And it's so important for you to look beyond the outside of yourself and find out yourself, who you are, beyond what you were taught as a child, beyond religious teachings, beyond what your parents have taught you, because a lot of this stuff is not reality. And so if you look at your life that you are just a baby starting out all over again, but you're going to change it and live your truth instead of living the lies and the propaganda and the miscommunications and misinformation that everybody has received. So you do have a choice. You can blindly follow anybody you want to, or you can check with your higher self. Your higher self will answer all your questions. So learn how to tap into your higher self. You can do it through swaying. You can do it with a pendulum. And that is the most important. Now, another thing I want to bring up is one person had mentioned to me a while ago that you shouldn't always check with your higher self because maybe there's things you have to go through to learn. Well, let me tell you this. Your higher self will point you in a direction into a space sometimes that didn't work out the way you think it should have worked out. So you still are learning. That makes sense? And quick example is that, way in the past when I was doing relationship situations or whatever, trying to find a relationship, I'd always ask, should I see this person? Should I talk to this person? Is this the right person for me? Should I just let it go? A lot of times my higher self said, no, I should communicate or go out with that person. And then after all of that, there was so much drama and so much stress that I would get angry. And anyway, what I realized was then after I figured out, I'm in this relationship and all these problems would happen, and then I personally figured out how to overcome them to learn more things about other people and relationships. And then I would ask my higher self, like, oh, so you wanted me to find this out for myself, and that would be the answer would be yes. So just to let you know that you're still going to come into challenges if there are things that you have to learn. Because right now, during this ascension, the reason why it's so difficult for everybody is because we're releasing emotions, releasing programs from this life, from parents, from teachers, from church, and from past lives. And that's what's going on, because once that's all gone, then you will be higher than ever before. So I just wanted to add that too. So, first, if you are in a situation such as this, my upbringing, I write notes. Also, I want to bring up, this is not about any fault that you did or any wrong that you did, because everything that we've learned and been faced with is everything we do wrong. Everything you do wrong. All the mistakes that you think you made. Even the medical industry will tell you it was your fault that this happened, that happened. And I just want to make this clear right now. Nothing is your fault, and you never do anything wrong. Everything is a learning process. So anyway, if you say, my upbringing was so horrible, I'm depressed, I can't get past it, and I just don't know what to do. Okay, how do you take your crummy upbringing and make it positive? Well, it's not that difficult. The most important thing you need to do is, first off, you chose your parents for a reason, and everything was to learn something that you didn't learn in a previous incarnation. So that's number one. And so our family is karma, period. That's what it is. So first off, realize that, accept it, and now step back, look at it, and go, thank you for teaching me what I needed to change about myself. Because everybody likes to blame other people for everything. And we don't do that. Because when we play the blame game, then it keeps you stuck where you're at and you can't get around it. So one thing you must realize, that everything comes from you. Everything is created from you. Everything starts with you, and only you can change it by understanding things, by seeing things in a different light, and by never pointing fingers at other people, but by figuring out what your lesson is and how to change it. So the number one thing you do is you go through your life, each step, and then you can ask how it feels. Did this problem start before I came here? Did this problem happen while I was in the womb? Did this come about right after birth? And then you can try to figure out when it started, and then you must forgive them. When you forgive people, it's not condoning their behavior. It's releasing you from the ties that hold you back. So forgiveness is not about other people. It's healing for yourself. So if you want to heal from any traumatic experience, you do the forgiveness thing first. So I'll just bring up, of course, my life. Just something really simple. Well, is anything really simple? But yeah, one thing that's simple was my parents always disowned me and kicked me out and talked to me. It was for so many different reasons. And so what was the reason for that? Well, in a previous incarnation or one other incarnation, 3 or 4 back, who knows, I didn't learn how to find out things for myself. So I depended on everybody to do everything for me. And I depended on that so much so that even in this life, here I was the youngest. And so everybody was always, older than me and trying to tell me what to do and take care of me. And then I would somehow start leaning on them. So then, my parents started throwing me out and whatever. And I finally figured out that it was because I needed to learn that I am capable of doing anything I need to do all by myself. And I don't need to depend on other people to do things for me. And I've been put into that situation in so many different types of occasions. So the other message that went along with that was that I needed to have a man to take care of me, that I couldn't take care of myself. And so because of my rebellious nature, I figured out, well, I went with that role. So I thought I found men that could take care of me, and I found out that I had to take care of every single solitary man I ever met. And why would that happen? I drew to me men that needed to be taken care of to show me that I can do it myself. This is how life works. Everything happens for a reason, and you figure out what it is that you need to change about yourself, and then it just goes away. That's one. Another one I hear are, all my relationships have been traumatic. I don't deserve this. Why are others so mean? I did nothing to deserve this. I know you can relate to this. And yes, maybe you did do nothing to deserve this. But what you're failing to see is, number one, you drew that person to you. You drew that experience to you because something about yourself needs to change. And when you don't change, your problem never goes away until you figure it out. That is a universal law. That is the law of the universe. That is how it is, whether you want to think it is or not. If you don't want to follow that thought, you have every choice not to. But don't expect for things in your life to change, because there is something there that you needed to learn. Now, I've brought this up before. I'll bring it up really quickly again. I needed to learn what I just brought up, that I can do things on my own. So I attracted men who put me in a situation where I had to take care of them, just to show me that I could take care of myself. I attracted lying men because they were telling me that I was lying to myself. I attracted men who cheated on me. Why? Because they were showing me that I was cheating myself. And really, I was cheating myself by being with them. Do you see? It always comes back. And once you figure it out, it's gone. Never to deal with that again. And when you start learning these things, let me see, I wrote something down that was so cool. I thought I wrote it over there. Well, maybe it'll show up. I can't remember. I don't remember where it is. Oh, let me just check here. Oh, well, I can't find it. Anyway, so that would be the other one. Sorry. Number 3, I lost my job. Okay. So you can look at that as a negative, but it's not. You lost your job because, number 1, look back and ask yourself, do I like my job? Have I went on and on and on how much I hate my job, how I hate getting up every day, how I hate going there? That would be one reason why you would lose your job. Because when you feel like that towards your employment, that's a sign for you to get out of it. But most people don't get out of it because they're afraid they won't find something else, or afraid of they won't make enough money, or afraid of this or afraid of that. It's always based around fear. And so when you don't leave, when you don't take your time to find another job while you're in that job, then the universe will do it for you. And they're doing you a favor. And then what do? Well, thank you for taking me out of the job. And I know that you have something better for me, because that is the reason. And so when you know that there's something better for you, then you can relax. And then you can write down on a list, on a piece of paper, what type of job you want to manifest. And not a title like I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an Indian chief, but I want to work nights. I want to work days. I only want to work weekends. I want to work with people. I don't want to work with people. Whatever it is that you want to do, you write it down, because there's power in the written word. And release the fear, release control, and allow it to come. And in the meantime, collect unemployment, because you can. Another one. I can't manifest anything. I never can get anything I want. What am I doing wrong? Well, that's number one. Because you can't manifest anything if, number one, you don't believe you can manifest anything. So how do you overcome that? Well, find out in your life what is easy for you. If it's easy for you to have money, then look at that. What do? Do you think about it? No. Do you stress over it? No. Do you worry about it? No. Because you know you can always have it, because you always do. And that's how you need to be with all of it. If you want to manifest something, number one, it's a universal law. You're entitled to have whatever you want. And if you don't have it, then something else can come that's better. So you don't always know what's best for you. But, for instance, you know that you can have it. You have to have a higher vibration to match your manifestation. So you stay positive, very important. So being positive is also a way to manifest. So that would be a reason to learn this. So you can manifest what you want because you know you can have it. So I've talked about this before, things that I've manifested, and I do want to bring up, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be something big. It can be anything. I've told you before how I've manifested my homes and my jobs and relationships and certain people and words I want people to say, whatever, because I know it works, so I know it'll happen, so I don't stress over it, I don't beg for it, I don't plead for it, I don't worry about it, I let it go. So this is the newest thing that I manifested, and it happened yesterday. Now, when I was in Oregon, when I learned about the elementals and all that kind of stuff, I took so many pictures and so much stuff showed up in my camera that never showed up before. But other things that showed up were like beautiful sunrises and the sun and all the different colors and the purple violet flame and everything else. So anyway, they weren't showing up for me like they did in Oregon when I came back to California. So I started thinking, well, maybe it's because I'm in Southern California instead of Northern California. And maybe if I'm closer north, like to Oregon, maybe it's better over there than it's better over here, whatever. So, so every time I go into the nature, which I do quite a bit, I would always take photos. As you know, if you're on my Facebook page, you see what I share. But every time I've been asking, please let me have pictures that are pretty and that have colors and, yada, yada, yada. And every time I would snap pictures and I didn't have it, I just let it go. And then yesterday it happened. The pictures I took were the most amazing pictures I've ever taken since I've been back here in 2016. All the colors and the rainbows and the purple violet flame, and the brightness of the green that never shows up, and it was just absolutely magical. And it took me until later to realize that that's why those photos came out the way that they did. And the first thing that I did was I was grateful, because that's very important, that when you want to manifest something and it appears, to please be grateful for it. Acknowledge it to your guide, your higher self. So I just said, thank you so much for bringing that to me. It's not hard. I think it's hard because you don't believe it. You must believe that you can have whatever you want. It is your gift. We haven't before because we weren't taught that we could. We've been so wrapped up with lies and propaganda and wrong programs and all this crap. But right now, and it has been for a while, the universe is delivering this to you, that you can manifest, you can change your life this quick. All comes from here, your thoughts, your words, your emotions. Another thing to do, a tool to use, is you can do spiritual tools. So like you have a problem that you can't get rid of and it never goes away, and you've tried this and you've tried that and it doesn't work. So use your spiritual tools. You can do, you can visualize, because visualizing is so powerful. So visualize a suitcase, and on the outside of the suitcase, you labeled it going nowhere. You open up the suitcase and you visualize all your problems going into that suitcase. Every single problem that you have, you're going to put it in your suitcase. Then when you're done, you zip up the suitcase and you walk it down to the train station. And when the train comes, you take the suitcase and you put it on the train. It's going nowhere. And that's a way to release it, release control of it, and allowing the universe to handle it for you. That works. It's all about allowing. It's all about trusting. It's all about believing. That is all you have to do. And all you have to do is say, I believe it. And then prove to your guides that you will follow it, that you believe it, that you will not continue to stress over, worry about it, and say, it'll never happen for me. Because if you say it'll never happen for you, then it never will happen for you. I'll never have the relationship that I want. You won't ever have that relationship. That's how the universe works. It's a universal law. You are your own creator. So I'm showing you how to change that to create positive things. Grounding tools. There's another way you can release issues in your life. Thoughts that you think that you can't get rid of. You can visualize a hose or a broom. I'll do both. You can take a hose, you can go inside your head, and you can go, what is in my head? And you'll probably, the first thing that came to my mind was thick black tar. So I took the hose and I sprayed it, and I washed it down to the center of the earth to be recycled. And cleaned it all out. That was all the negative programs, all the propaganda, all the things that I was told that made me unhappy. I just hosed it down. Or you could take a broom and you could sweep it out. Or you could ask, how many thoughts do I need to get rid of? And the first number that comes to your head is the one that you go with. And then you can visualize taking those thoughts and putting them outside your aura. You got to put that way outside. And then visualize firecrackers exploding them off, So one time I had 250. So I just said, I have 250 firecrackers are going to blow up each thought. And I just visualized it. And that works too. All these little things work. One other one is writing a letter to your angels. I can't even begin to express how powerful that is too. Dear angels, I am so tired of dealing with blah, 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 blah. I have tried to deal with this and nothing works. I have contacted these people. They don't answer me, or they tell me no, 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 no. So I'm going to give this problem to you. And I'm going to let you deal with it. And I'm releasing all responsibility. Thank you. Bless you, Maxine, or whatever your name is. And that letter needs to go outside your house to throw it in the trash. If you can't go outside for whatever reason, then burn it. One or the other, but do not throw it away in your house and do not keep it. So, putting it outside of your house, burning it, is you telling your angels that you are going to stop thinking about it, worrying about it, and you're just going to give it to them, and you let it go, and you don't think about it ever again, and they will work it out for you. Now, I brought this up before, maybe even 8 months ago. I'll do it really quick. I had a friend who went on the internet, and she applied for a job, and it wasn't exactly what she thought it was, and she just wrote him a check for $6,500, and it said you can only get your money back if you cancel it within 2 days. Well, it wasn't until the third day that she figured it out, so they said, sorry, you get nothing. So she called them, sorry, you get nothing. She wrote them letters, sorry, you get nothing. No, 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 no. 3 weeks of no's. So I told her, write the letter, and she did, and in 2 weeks, in the mail came her check for $6,500. Now, why does that work? Because we are energy. We are not human. Energy travels. That's why your words are powerful. What you think, you create. Everything you think, you continue to create. Make sure those thoughts are positive. That's why I'm showing you how to take some of these negatives and turn them into positives. And that's why this works, because your guides will influence these people in a positive nature. That's how people get influenced. You can spread evil, negative thoughts to these people, and you're only going to hurt yourself. You can spread love, light, or ask your angels to do it. Which reminds me, I am the love, I am the light, I am, works because you are light. You are that love. And now you can do it that way, because the universe has made it so, like I had said, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, that when negative entities come around me, I just say I'm the love, I am the light, I am. And it works. They leave. They never left before. It's because now I know I am light. I am love. So are you. You are a light being. You are love. You did not come to this planet to suffer. But right now, we're all, or a lot of you are suffering because we're getting rid of all the junk, the garbage, and the past, and the propaganda, and all that stuff. And this will help you start you on your road of change. Okay, now, sudden attacks of pain. When you get pain, this is how it worked for me. I am not human. I am only energy, and pain is not real, which is true. Pain is not real. Trust me, we all feel it, but it's not real. So I am not human, I'm only energy, and pain is not real. Archangel Raphael, put your green healing emerald light on my knee, on my back, on my neck, on whatever, and take that pain away. Believe it, and it disappears. If you get a sudden attack of, I don't know, you could be walking around and everything is great, and then all of a sudden, bam, things change. Now, it happened to me because it intensified when my guides were trying to teach me that, again, what you think increases your issue. So if you're in pain, if you think your pain is never going to go away, it won't. If you think it's never going to get better, it won't. And you can also say, I am okay, I am okay, I'm okay, I am okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, until you become okay. Now, I had shared these experiences with you before, and if you're new, you might not know where to find them, and my video wasn't entitled like that, so I'm going to repeat it. When my blood pressure went up to 210 and I got rushed to the emergency room, or actually, I didn't get rushed. I went to the emergency room and they rushed me into the hospital and said, oh, you're probably having a stroke, and because that's all they know, right? And I just lied there while they were all freaking out. I didn't freak out because that's what I'd already previously learned. Do not freak out, because you increase your problem. So I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And I just said it over and over and over again. And my blood pressure eventually went down to 160 from 210. And yes, I had all the tests. And I had, an MRI and a brain this and a heart thing and whatever. And, doctors don't understand spirit, some of them, and they don't understand the power of your thought. And of course, I didn't share that with them, but they had to come up with a reason, because everything came back normal. There was nothing wrong with me. Why it happened, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Well, I actually do know, but I'm not even going to go into that one. But whatever. The point of the matter is just by saying I'm okay, got rid of it. Now, some people are going to have a stroke, and then there was a reason for that. I can't get into every single medical thing, but the point is that you can heal yourself. You do have that power. It takes a lot of strength and a lot of energy to trust and believe that. I've been fortunate to know that a lot of times that I get issues, that there might be a clearing that I'm going through, and then I end up in the hospital because my body needs to be monitored, but spirit is actually doing it, not them. They're actually healing me, not the doctors, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, they came up with this. I had a CAT scan of my brain to see if I'd had a stroke. And they said, well, you didn't have one this time, but we noticed that sometime in your past that you did. I mean, they just dug so deeply to find a reason why I was in the hospitals. Not all doctors do that, because trust me, I've been in the hospital 3 times for issues like that, which I was able to take care of myself, or my spirit guides healed me. So anyway, now there are, what is it? Flu season. And what do they tell you to do? Get a shot, get a shot, get a shot, get a shot. Well, think about it. How do they know what flu or if flu really is going around? And if there isn't even a flu going around, trust me, it does, because they have you all geared to it. Every time of the year, you're already in your mind, oh my God, I might get the flu. And they want to keep reminding you and reminding you. You worry about it, you stress over it, you get it. The shot ain't going to keep you from getting the flu. It never does. In fact, the shot is riddled with poison, but whatever. It's you creating it for yourself by worrying about it, by thinking about it, by fearing it. Just like with colds. You get colds because you think you get things from other people. Why do you believe that? You believe it because that's what you've been told by the medical industry. It is not true. It was a doctor who worked in the medical industry who told me that wasn't true, who told me that what you believe is what you create. If you think you get a cold from other people, that's how you get it. But if you take that out and realize that the real reason why you got the cold was because you were depressed about something, you were upset about something, so then your resistance got lowered, and then you were able to attract, or you, who says able, who wants to be able to attract, you attracted the cold and the flu because that's what you believe. So you got to release those thoughts. That's it. Now, there's other diseases. I'm not a medical person, but in my experience, I have learned and seen things that I'm going to share with you. Now, you could have been in an accident, you've been paralyzed, you can't walk, you have Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinsons disease, multiple sclerosis, all of these diseases or issues that you have. Why do you have them? Let me tell you this, so important. This could have come from a past life. This could have come from negative, major negative childhood programming. Either or. It could have come from the food that we eat, from the medicines that we take. Some of it could have come from the mercury that are in your teeth. We don't know. But I do want you to know this is so important. If you have this illness, disease, whatever, do not listen to your doctors that tell you they are not curable, because every single thing in this world is curable. Why is it curable? It's curable because we're not really sick. When you leave your body, you're not sick. When you dream, don't you run around and have no pain? If you're paralyzed, don't you walk? That's your true you. Now, in the far, not too far distant future, when ascension completely happens and you're on the road to the 5th dimension, you will be able to get out of that body. But other than that, your doctors tell you things that are negative. That's negative. And if you have anxiety with it, don't take anxiety medicine. And don't take any medicine that you don't need to take. Do things naturally. Go to the natural ways to heal yourself. I mean, I'm not telling you to get rid of your doctor because you might need the doctor right now, but supplement your doctor with positive thought. I can heal. I will be healed. I am healed. Whether you are or not, This creates your future, your words that you use today. If you get into a situation where you can't be positive because the pain is so bad, switch your mind. Watch a comedy. Watch a movie. Take a nap. Get your mind off of it however you can do it. Redirect your mind. I know that redirection of mind works because there are times when I feel sick that all I have to do is help somebody else, it's gone. Or do my video, it's gone. Write my poetry because that's my passion, it's gone. When your mind is focused on love and passionate things, find your passion, you will forget your pain. And then you can go back to, I am healthy, I am pain-free. Say that every single day, whether you feel it now or not, to create it. Go to the medical medium, because the medical medium, you can buy his books. If you go to a medical intuitive, which is the best thing to do, they're extremely expensive and you might not be able to afford it. So utilize the medical medium and his medical healing ideas. I can't think of the word, but since the age of 4, this is his mission in life. He's been giving information, and I'll tell you that mostly everybody's illness comes from the Epstein-Barr virus, which attacks your liver. So read up on it, eat the foods that he tells you to eat to heal you, drink the celery juice that he tells you to take, follow it. I happen to Google it, well, not Google it, but search it out on YouTube. And there was a lady from England who has MS. And she, followed her doctors, took all the medication, did everything they told her to, never, ever, ever got better. And then she followed the medical medium, and everything is starting to disappear in her life, and she's getting so much better. Because remember, emotions, programming and propaganda and a lot of the medical drugs and the food have created your issues. But you can't get angry about it, because anger will keep you ill. Anger will keep you locked up. So you got to release the anger. You got to forgive all these people who have, you think, done things to you, and you've got to release it. Anger keeps you locked in to your illness. Now, 2 weeks ago, I ran across this lady in my complex who I went and visited one day, and her husband is in a wheelchair, and I wanted to know what his medical issue was. And she said that no doctor could figure it out, and she's Persian, so a Persian doctor told her that he had Parkinson's disease. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I have consulted with my guides, and my guides have shown me things to doctors that actually help people heal. I read up on Parkinson's disease, and all the symptoms this man didn't even have. He had none of them. I feel it in my gut that he doesn't have Parkinson's disease. But what I did was give him the medical medium. I gave him articles to read on how to start learning how to heal himself. And there was a time I worked in the school district, and I dealt with children with special ed, and I realized that ADHD is just a word that the doctors gave you to medicate you, and there's ways to overcome that over anxious personality or energy that you have, all with your mind, all with your thoughts. I have sat down with children with ADHD to the 10th degree who cannot sit still for 2 seconds, but sat still with me for 1 whole hour because of what my guides taught me and how I related it to them. How I get them to think that you are in control of your own body. You are in control of what you think by, well, what you do by what you think. And how to breathe through pain, how to breathe through stress, breathe through anything. Breath is healing. Thoughts are healing. All of that will change your life. Now, in the past, I did go to someone's house one time, and this was way back in the early 80s, and this guy had an accident, a car accident, and he was completely paralyzed, had been paralyzed for years, and made this much improvement. 0. Nothing improved in his body. Why did he not improve? I analyzed him. He was the most angriest person in the world, and he made no improvement because of his anger. All the people that I've met since him who had the same problem had started healing because they were not angry. They were dealing with it in a spiritual way, by being positive, by changing their thoughts, by focusing on healing, by saying that they were healed. And not only that, people who've been paralyzed and told that they would never walk again, walk. So why do they walk? Because of their thoughts, because of their attitude, because they found other things to do. So this is so important for you to start changing your thoughts, your words, and creating your future into your healing by saying that you already are healed. You have no pain, etc., etc., etc. And finding naturopaths, medical intuitives, all of that, even if you have cancer, that is healable, but people run to the medical field and get injected with poisonous chemo still. Fear keeps you doing that. So, what is you do not want to blindly follow other people. You want to have a relationship with your higher self. If you're on anxiety medicine, ask your higher self, should I take this? If you develop this relationship with your higher self, so you could take that pill and hit your body with it, ask your higher self, I'm connected to my higher self. And if you put that pill bottle on your body and you go back, that means do not take it. If you go forward, that means take it. And do it every day, because I'm on these pills and they're in pill form, but this was because I went to a medical intuitive and I was having a problem and found out that my whole body was toxic. Doctor's not going to tell you that. And that my liver was pretty much closed down. Doctor's not going to test you for that. And so the medical intuitive gave me pills, which are natural herbs, fruits, plants. That's it. That's what heals you. And I had to take them twice a day, 3 of them twice a day, 3 pills twice a day. And by the end of my 3rd bottle, I started to sway on my bottle. Do I need to take them twice a day anymore, and it was no. So now I take them once a day. They want me to take them in the morning, but not in the afternoon, like I was, because my body doesn't need 6 of them anymore. Who knows that? Do I know that? No, but my higher self does. This is another reason why I tell you, connect to your higher self. So realize this. Every negative, you can make it into a positive. If you don't sell your house, it's not meant for right now. Or if you lose your job, there's something better for you. There's always a way to make it positive. Now, is it positive that you have MS? No, but you can heal from it. You can, by learning how to change your diet, following the medical medium, going to a medical intuitive, whatever you can do, find things outside of the medical field to supplement your medicines until you heal yourself. In California, there are grocery stores that have naturopaths that work there. They're like the Whole Foods Market or Sprouts. I don't know what's in your neighborhood, what's in your area, what's in your country, but that's the route you want to go. So I hope this has helped you. And yes, my video has gone to an hour, but it needed to. And have a blessed day. And I will see you next week. And have a great Thanksgiving. And thanks for joining, subscribing, sharing, and commenting.